Making the cut. Hello everybody, this is Steven with Masada Tactical, BK's Puerto Rican brother from another mother. And today is going to be one of first of many videos where we talk about edged weapons, their purposes, their uses, and their practicality as it pertains to self-defense and self-offense. So today we're briefly going to discuss an often used but often neglected tool. Many people carry knives for whatever reason, but don't often train with them, especially those who carry firearms. We train with them regularly. We want to become proficient with them. It's the same thing with knives, and knives are not created equal. When it comes to knives, you have offensive knives, you have utilitarian knives, you have knives for camping, whatever the case may be. They can all be used offensively and defensively, but they are designed for a specific way. They're also designed to complement the martial arts that accompany them, from Salat to Eskrima. We're certified knife instructors here at Masada. We come from a wide variety of knife fighting backgrounds. Me personally, I trained in Tanto Jutsu, which is Japanese-based knife fighting, but they're not all the same. So when it comes to the basics of knives, you're going to have two types of knives, utilitarian and offensive, for knife fighting. Typically, knife fighting blades are smooth, don't have serrations, and utilitarian tools have multiple purposes, whether it's for splitting wood, carving, gutting animals, etc. And then there's the in-between. BK was fortunate enough to have a knife that he designed, made into fruition, which is the Desert Fox, which you see right here in front. And it's one of those knives that are the in-betweens. Right? It can be used offensively, it can be used defensively, and can be used for a wide array of purposes. You can see, and I'm going to briefly break down knives, and in future videos we'll talk about recurves, we'll talk about the different type of blades. But this is the Desert Fox, designed by BK and manufactured by Stroop Knives down south. Great knife offensively and defensively and utilitarian wise. All right, you have a slight recurve on the tip, which is great for prying, a smooth blade on the bottom, which is great for stabbing and slashing, and a thick edge up top, which is great if you're splitting wood and you need to hammer down, push down, or use as a blunt object. All right, and it's tapered where it's thick on top, thin on the bottom, which makes for great wound cavitation when you're stabbing or slicing with this weapon. All right. But again, not all knives are created equal. This one was designed by our own warrior here, BK, and we have other designs, hopefully in the future, that'll be produced. But when you're picking out a knife, make sure it's a knife that's good for you, all right, and it's going to serve your purposes, whether it's utilitarian for cutting seatbelts in a traffic accident or using it as a rescue tool, or a defensive mechanism that's going to be used to get to my firearm maybe, or protect other people that I care about, right? At the end of the day, just like a firearm, when I choose the right firearm, I'm going to become proficient with it. Same thing with a knife. If you're going to carry a knife, it is very important to understand it, what its purpose is, and how you're going to use it. That being said, if you do pick a knife, always get a trainer to go along with it. This is one of the reasons why when we designed the Desert Fox, or rather BK designed the Desert Fox, and we teach our classes based on this knife, we also have the trainer that accompanies it. Many knife manufacturers now make trainers that go along with it. So again, when you choose that knife, make sure it's one that you can practice with it, all right? Whether it's utilitarian or offensive, make sure you understand it. And in future videos, we'll get into those different type of blades, from karambits, tantos, spear tips, etc. But for now, understand why you carry an edged weapon, what its purpose is, and how to use it so you don't hurt yourself. So again, in summary, whether you choose to carry a weapon offensively or for utilitarian purposes, always make sure you understand the purpose of that blade. More importantly, how to use that blade and train with it so you become proficient with it. Me personally, I like a utilitarian blade. That's its sole purpose. I also like an offensive blade, which I use specifically for self-defense and self-offense. At the end of the day, that middle ground might be the way you want to go. This blade is always available through Masada Tactical if you are interested in it. If you have specific questions on it, feel free to add that in our social media channels, or any questions at all when it comes to knives. We are going to continue these videos when it comes to edged weapons. Like always, continue to follow us on all our social media platforms. And like I always like to say, continue to train so when the time comes to fight, you don't have to.